You've worked so hard to get to this point that you're at, and you deserve all the success that you have. You are not an imposter. You simply are not. Hi, my name is Hannah Thomas, and this is the Future FilmMakers podcast called Rediscovering Your Passion. We want to help you discover yourself, discover your filmmaking dreams today, rediscover that passion that's been with you forever, and give you some helpful steps on how to pursue your filmmaking dreams today. So today we're going to talk a little bit about imposter syndrome, because this is something that has been weighing personally really heavy on my heart, and this is something that creators struggle with all the time. No matter how much success you have or how famous you become, this is just something that never really leaves you. It's there at the beginning and it's there at the end, and it's crazy. And I think what we'll try to do is just talk about a little bit of our personal experience with imposter syndrome and maybe give you some helpful advice on how to combat this, because it is a real issue that all those creators face or filmmakers face, potential actors face, and we just want to help you, be able to combat that today. If this is your first time ever hearing about this, it's this feeling that people get, like artists get, when they feel like they're in a place that they don't deserve, where they're not meant to be. So you eventually, as a creator, are going to have a lot of success. People are going to see like what you do, and they're going to love it, and you will grow. Because that's how it is. Because everything you make, you're going to get a little bit better, and you will grow. I promise you, if you stick with this and have the consistency that you need to have. But what happens is sometimes you feel like you don't deserve that. That you, for instance, like if you never went to school for filmmaking and you're talking about filmmaking on the internet, personally what happens with me is there's these haters on the internet who say, you need to go back to school or something like that. And that really hurts my confidence and makes me feel like I'm an imposter because I've never gone to school and majored in filmmaking. So I think one way to combat imposter syndrome is to remind yourself that you've worked so hard to get to this point that you're at, and you deserve all the success that you have. You are not an imposter. You simply are not.
For people to put you down, even though you alone are going through your own struggle of feeling that you're not competent enough to make it, or you're not talented enough to do it, I think is something that every person who's going through kind of what we go through every day, trying to make films, trying to do podcasts, trying to make YouTube videos. I think that every creator out there and every just artist will go through this. It's totally normal. You'll have the self-doubts. You will think that what you're doing is wrong and you should do it this other way, and you'll have those people who are going to put you down. And I know on this podcast we try to be super positive and everything's going to be okay, but at the end of the day, it's like sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're gonna hate a video that you make. Sometimes you are gonna believe the haters. Sometimes you are going to think that you are being too much like this other person. But if you can just realize that you're doing that and realize that what people are saying doesn't matter, that's where the growth starts. That's where getting through this whole imposter syndrome kind of takes effect, and you just got to wait it out. You just got to keep going, and everything will straighten itself out, at the end. I think that is probably just going to happen with all of us. So just be prepared for it.
It kind of like all goes back to how in the first place do you become successful? And it's really crazy. The road to success begins with a belief in yourself. And sometimes that is so difficult to achieve. And I personally struggle with this. I think every single person out there struggles with this, which is good to know because it means that you're not alone. But I didn't believe that I was worth an $1,000 wedding gig. I didn't believe that I was worth a bride paying $1,000 to hire me as a videographer until a bride did. right? So sometimes your self-worth only comes from other people. But when that self-worth starts coming from yourself, that is such a powerful thing, because there's like nothing that can stop you. Those voices, those haters, those people who are going to constantly put you down, they have no longer an effect on you, because there's this voice inside of yourself that's constantly telling you that you're meant for this and that you are worth it, and that allows you to succeed in life. And it's crazy. It's also good, I think, to surround yourself with people who are very positive. Watch these podcasts, be encouraged, all this kind of stuff. Put this positivity in your life and get rid of people who tear you down and are negative and toxic people, because that really does help you find your own self-worth and find that voice inside of yourself to motivate you and push you forward. Because self-doubt is a scary thing, and if you're constantly telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, it's going to like paralyze you and prevent you from achieving your best self. So that's kind of what that made me think about.
I do a lot for a lot of production companies and for a lot of people for nothing. And that's kind of over. Guys, I made this 6 months for free. Okay? I made every scale by hand. Know your worth, guys.